Testing, testing. Morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the graduation session this morning. May I kindly ask just to try and explain the procedure with regards to the photographs. Every graduate seated have to bring a name ticket with to the podium, yellow cards as well. Bring the yellow cards forward. They'll be taken on your way to the stage. And you also bring the third but the last hood. Those who've got hoods, that's from the F4. They'll check you and usher you as you come forwards. Once you arrive at the podium, please have a stick it up to the person waiting you. And you'll find there's a carpet, this is the important part of the talk. I want you to stand on that carpet and look in that general direction for the first photograph to be taken. Where that flash go off, and then after that, please proceed. Higher certificates, diplomas, you'll pass main functionary, advanced diplomas, and higher qualification. You'll stop there. The kneeling box placed upstairs. Take your knee and lean onto the kneeling box and look the main functionary in the eye. Those of you with long hair, please just tie it around your left hand side here. No, that's for another graduation tomorrow. Sorry, that will happen with the advanced diplomas and higher. But don't worry, we're not authorized to take photographs of that specific group. Once that is done, please proceed. Everyone stops at the banding box. Those of you who've got hoods, you hand that to the registrar. Then another carpet, stand onto that middle of the carpet and face into the audience. And once the hood moves over your face, that's the exact time of that second photograph. After that, please leave the stage. Receive not your full qualification, the scrolls will receive at the table where I'm indicating to. And then first door out of this hall to your right hand side, and then the third photograph will be taken, a head and shoulders portrait, and then please proceed where after you'll be indicated where to actually get your qualification in paper. Then please return to your respective seats. This set of photographs are taken of each and every graduate. However, if you want to have it either sent to you, mailed, printed, or by digital format, then you need to make an order. You can make an order after the ceremony is officially stopped to the people on the outside. Thank you.
Good morning. Welcome to our Spring 2023 graduation ceremony. We please ask that all phones be switched to silent and that the guests remain seated in the hall for the duration of the ceremony. Please can we rise for the entry of the academic procession. Thank you.
By virtue of the powers vested in me as the Chief Academic Officer, I constitute this gathering a congregation of staff. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. And it is a good morning. It's a good morning for all of us here. It's a morning of celebration. It's a morning of achievement. And I'm hoping it's a morning of happiness and smile. But if I look out into the audience, it looks like I'm the only one smiling today. Come on, let's see those smiles. Practice your smile. Lots of photographs today. I'm really singularly pleased to be able to share this morning with you. Because at this occasion, Stadio formally declares to the world that you, our graduates, have the necessary skills, competence, the expertise, and the ability to practice your discipline. To our most important guests this morning, our graduates. On behalf of all of us, on behalf of the entire institution, I want to welcome you and tell you how very proud of you we are. We know that you have worked hard for this achievement. You've worked hard for this success. And you deserve the honor being conferred on you this morning. However, you know that you did not walk this journey. There were many people who supported you on this journey. And as I look out into the audience, I can see the love and the honor and the pride shining in their eyes. And so to all the husbands, the wives, the children, the friends and the family of our diplomats and graduandi, I bid you a very warm welcome as well. To my Stadio colleagues serving as functionaries with me this morning, Mr. the acting registrar, who will be draping the booth, Dr. Johan Jedlercase, Ms. Bridget Magyapa, and Dr. Leah McCormick, who will be reading the names. Ms. Marjorie Lally, the head of Centurion Camps and our host, will present the awards. Mr. Duncan Woodfield will do the congratulatory address. To Mr. Johnny Gladluck, a stalwart friend of Stadio, who will be presenting the keynote address today. My other academic colleagues on stage with me, and to all of the other Stadio staff assisting. Welcome to all of you, and thank you for sharing this morning with our graduates. Ladies and gentlemen, Stadio is built on the principles of community. And it is a value that we foster and one that we guard jealously. We count all our graduates as being amongst the most important role players in the Stadio community. And in acknowledgement for what they mean to Stadio, Stadio launched the Polisa Student Share Scheme. And some of you might know what it's about, but for those of you who don't, look, we all know Stadio is an amazing higher education institution. That we know. But what we might not be aware of is that Stadio is also a company listed on the Johannesburg Stock Exchange. And as a company listed on the Johannesburg Stock Exchange, Stadio has shares and shareholders as well. Under the Polisa Student Share Scheme, Stadio has become the first higher education institution in South Africa, and we believe globally, to award free shares in the business to all our postgraduates. So by a show of hands, are there any honors or masters here? Any honors or masters? Yes, so it's to you that I'm speaking. Well, today, when you cross the stage, you will not only receive your academic certificate, but you will also receive your Stadio share certificate with shares in the business that have been awarded to you. We truly hope that this is the beginning of something really great, not just for you, but for your family as well. And to all our undergraduate students, we say, let that be the incentive to register for your postgraduate study. Ladies and gentlemen, today I welcome all of you as members of the Stadio community, and I hope that in this morning of celebration, we will forge a relationship that is enduring. To the graduates, I emphasize, I repeat, this is a happy event. So please smile as you cross the stage. I don't want to be the only person sitting there and smiling alone. For those of you receiving your degree, when you come to the stool in front of where I'm sitting, please remember to stop and to kneel. I looked at some of the heels that the ladies are wearing as I begin. And I just want to say that that stool is not a rest stop on your long journey across the stage. The capping activity, kneeling and being capped, is a very important part of a graduation ceremony, because it is by virtue of this tradition that you are admitted to voting. You don't want to listen. So let's enjoy the morning together. Clap as loudly as you want. Sing the praises of your favorite son or daughter. Whistle, ululate, dance in the aisle if you want to. Just appreciate the success that is being feted today. However, I ask that in your celebration, please remember that there are also other students whose family would like to hear their names being read as well. And without further ado, may I warmly welcome all of you once again and trust that you will celebrate this morning with us. Welcome.
Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great honor to welcome our keynote speaker, Mr. Johnny A. Dada. Mr. Dada is an accomplished leader with over 3 decades of experience in the energy industry, spent in various executive and strategic roles in private, public, as well as state-owned entities. His proven contribution spans across energy, mining, oil, petroleum sectors at Zenex Oil, formerly ESSO of Exxon Oil, BHP, Billiton, now called South 32, Eskom Holdings, and Eskom Enterprise SOC. He is a seasoned businessman who has served on local and international boards of companies. He held positions as managing director at the National Black Consumer Union and FEPCOS, CEO Eskom Enterprises and its subsidiaries. In 2017, he was named the Eskom Interim Group CEO, and on a lighter note, during this period, CSIR never declared any load shedding during this time. In 2018, he was appointed as Group CEO at Consolidated Power Projects Group, CONCO, an engineering company building wind and solar power projects in South Africa and abroad. He has executed major energy infrastructure projects and managed O&M businesses in generation, transmission, distribution, and construction of renewable turnkey projects. He has built sustainable relationships and a legacy of service excellence with major local and multinational clients across the African continent and the Middle East. He holds the following qualifications. He is a chartered marketer, CMSA, cum laude, BA, majoring in psychology, philosophy, journalism from the University of Fort Hare, BA honors in consumerism, in consumer rights, cum laude as well from University of Fort Hare, certificate in advanced management, AMP, from the Harvard Business School. He also has a certificate in contract law, cum laude, from the Harvard Law School, as well as the Bachelor of Laws, LLB, which he achieved cum laude as well from Stadio School of Law. Ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together and welcome Mr. Johnny Dada.
Ladies and gentlemen, after an introduction like this, there's pressure that comes with it. Firstly, may I give my thanks and greetings to the Chief Academic Officer, Professor Singh. Thank you for allowing me to be with you today and this amazing, to borrow from your line, study of family. The Deputy Register, heads of schools present here, head of academics, head of campus, distinguished graduates, we are here to celebrate you. This is your day, and I'll make sure that I speak as little as I can so that you can enjoy why we are here today. The honorable guests, ladies and gentlemen, firstly, a hearty and warm congratulations to all the graduates that we are here to celebrate today. I was tempted to stick to the graduates and to say that in few minutes you will be graduates.
but our chief academic officer has already confirmed you. So I refer to you as graduates. To the family and friends of the graduates, thank you for your continued support and encouragement and motivation. When at times your family members thought that it was just too much and they would rather give up. And these were during the challenges such as stage 6 load shedding. I just heard that during my time CS, I had reported what load shedding. I know as a student here at Stadio that there were times where I was interrupted and I couldn't blame anyone because I came from that family. And at times we were rudely interrupted when a well-planned study schedule, when you are just about to submit your assignment or in the middle of the MCQs, then there's no check. I personally feel honored to be invited in this August celebration of the spring graduation ceremony and equally humbled by the request to deliver a keynote address. It was a bit of a difficult one, knowing that not very long, 5 months ago, I was seated where you are. That was on the 8th of May, when I was conferred and confirmed that I'm now a qualified LLB graduate from Centurion School of Law. Now, I've got mixed feelings as I'm sitting and standing in front of you to say, what is it that I share with yourselves? And I felt that it has to be words with the meaning. And I looked at what to be more meaningful. In law, we are taught to give authority in whatever we share. And I thought I will be the authority today to my personal story. I will share my experiences with you that stretches over 40 years. In my career, when I first graduated, and the last graduation that I had in May, I felt sharing my personal story, you'll be able to resonate with what I've gone through and with what I think you'll be going through. And I struggled in coming up with a topic. And I felt that the topic will be more around GNT. This is not gin and tonic. The GNT is more around gratitude and transition. Now, I'll share with you in terms of what this gratitude stems from. However, I quickly remembered again that besides the authority that we have to refer to, let me be clear that I don't miss the brief. I quickly remembered that there's a sanctity or sacrosanct of 60 seconds at Stadio, which meant you've got 1 minute to meet your deadline in submitting your assignment. Does it make sense to you? We know that at 23:59, when there's a deadline, your assignment should be in. So that is sacrosanct. And in law of contract, that's the sanctity of the contract, because you've got the agreement with the school that come 23:59, submission should be inside the box. Now you have to go through a whole lot of things, to check plagiarism, and you need to check when it comes back if I still within the allowed, references, and it becomes very tight. Now, as I was preparing this speech, that was a good awakening again that we've got a deadline. That's the 11th of October at 9:30, we have to be ready. Now, I went back to my journalism training of answering the 5 W's and the H. And these 5 W's, I think these are brilliant people. I don't have to explain it. So in my speech, I'm covering the what, the who, the when, the why, and the when. And the how part of it is, how did I end up at Stadium. Now, in my 40 years of career experience, I felt that at every level and every step, as I progressed, there was always this overwhelming worry as to, am I the right person? How am I going to make a difference? How am I going to make a contribution? Am I not going to embarrass myself and my family? I think sitting here, there are those questions you ask yourself. That now that I have this certificate, I have this diploma, I have this degree, what is my next step? You've come through here through your own efforts, your diligence, your dedication. You need not worry. It's normal. It happens to everyone. When they read my resume, you might have been asking yourself, how did you manage to do all of this? I may just upfront declare that when I graduated and got my LLB, it happened when I had just written my last exams at 60. And when I graduated, I was still 60. And I'm standing here in front of you with just 3 days before I complete 60. So 60 has been the magic number. And my first degree, I got it when I was 20. And 40 years later, I was still yearning for more. I've headed up organizations that it's very rare that you hear, but it happened. The last organization I headed up was an 800 billion rand balance sheet organization. It doesn't happen every day. Now, I'm sharing all of this to say, whilst you are sitting here worried about what's next, that is what I call transition. Now, my journey and reference point, again, going to authority, is that when you look at the scholars, and I'll start with the psychologist, Maslow. He was an American psychologist. He came up with the 5-tier levels of what you go through in life. And I'm not gonna teach the converted here, but why I pulled from Maslow's theory is that you start at a level whereby it's looking after yourself, which is your physiological part of it. And then you move up to the last level, which you your actual self-actualization. And how he describes it is that the lower levels is that of survival. But as you move forward, it's those stages whereby you put yourself up. Now, self-actualization becomes a bit subjective at times. There are people who believe that now that I have my first certificate, I've arrived. But there are those that will say, I need to be better. And it's competing with yourself and not what anyone else. And I'm sharing with you to say that where you are now, it wasn't because we are forced to, or somebody said you are less important than the other person. You compete with yourself. Now you came to the right place and study because Stadio doesn't box their students. They give you the freedom of becoming who you are. And if you look at the history of Stadio, Stadio started as what? It combined their success stories from Southern Business School. That's when I registered at Stadio. When I heard the company was going to transition with the school to transition into Stadio, there was a bit of a worry that this is an established brand. When I joined the school, it was because of SBS. Now, what is going to happen? Because now I have to explain myself every time to say I'm at Stadio. And people will be asking, I think people have asked you this too, is that what is Stadio? What does Stadio mean? If you look at the Collins Dictionary or you Google Stadio, they immediately tell you that it's a Latin word which means stadium. But this stadium was not just stadium, it's the stadium in the Roman, culture, which meant a number of things. Now, having studied law, we know how Rome influenced the legislation, law itself, and how they used to share information and legislations by displaying, it in the open spaces. Now, Stadio stadium, and it takes a long time now to explain to people. And I thought to myself, as a Stadio graduate, Stadio alumni, and Stadio ambassador, we can create anything out of a Stadio name. And I said to myself, with my marketing background, if anybody has to ask me what Stadio is, I'll quickly look at the name and say it's an acronym. And this acronym in itself just means, I should have left this Professor Singh as a challenge maybe for the graduates. Maybe they can get a share or something afterwards. But I'll share this for free and you can add others as well, is that I said S would be the scholars transforming academic demographics and intellect open. Does that make sense? Now, if you listen to Professor Singh about what Stadio believes in, the vision is that it's built on the solid ground of communities. Stadio is here to make a difference. Now, it gets to the transitioning part of it, that there's just never enough. Every day, Stadio is looking at new things. Now, to define this transition, again, I went into the dictionary to check how does Collins Dictionary define transition. Is that it's a changeover, conversion, development, evolution, growth, passage, progress, progression, shift, transformation, upheavals, and the list goes long. The list continues to transition. Now, this transitioning, I didn't read everything that I picked up from the Collins Dictionary, and you can pick it up. It just goes on and on and on. What this means that you just never stop to be better in everything that you do. As you graduate today, I hope already you have applied to the institutions like Harvard. Sorry, I'm not here to promote Harvard. Let's say another institution. Maybe the next one that Stadio is looking at. But I mentioned this deliberately in a sense that Stadio should be found in those institutions that nobody ever thought or think a Stadio graduate will find themselves. Now, I use an example with SBS before I registered when it was still Southern Business School. As I was going through some of the demographics of top companies, and this happens to be a financial institution, I saw on their board, one of the board members, you know, when they write those qualifications, that this person got his qualification from Southern Business School. I didn't know anything about Southern Business School that time. And I thought to myself, well, I need not ask any further questions. Now, sitting here today, I hope that when they mention top names and where you graduated, Stadio name will come as this is the school that you graduated from. I'd like to just sign off by quoting what our former president said about education and how Stadio has taken it further by making sure that what he said is what Stadio has taken a cue from. What the president, our late president, said was, the power of education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. Said the power of education extends beyond the development of skills we need for economic success. It can contribute to nation building and reconciliation. Now, Stadio has made sure without deliberating much on it that I'm not sure if consciously so, but I choose to believe that they listened and they said, will act. Those words will mean a lot to the students that we bring into study and the students that we release into the world. Professor Singh, distinguished guest, May I conclude by stating that from the book, Long Walk of Life, the president, my apologies, beg your pardon, the long walk to freedom. He stated that education is a great engine of personal development. It is through education that the daughter of a peasant can become a doctor, that the son of a mine worker can become the head of mine, that a child of farm workers can become the president of a great nation. It is what we make out of what we have, not what we are given. That separates one person from another. I wish you only the best in whatever you will be transforming to and leaving a legacy as you make a difference with your acquired knowledge. Thank you very much.
Mr. Johnny Dada, thank you so much for that heartwarming talk and motivation that you have given us. As we were talking, things came into mind. The first one is that we should ask you nicely that you should probably return to ESCO. Maybe we won't have so much load shedding. And the second thing is, when you were reflecting on the 60 years and the 40 years of your educational journey, it got us all thinking, if today as we graduate, beloved graduates, will it be our last day that we walk the walk on stage? And I want to encourage all of you that please continue studying. Education is the powerful tool to change the world, like Mr. Jody said. I remembered one Sotho proverb that says, the direct translation means, when a man takes a back step, it doesn't mean he's running away. He's just taking strength to carry on and keep on running. And that is what I want to leave you guys for today. As you graduate today, our beloved graduates and our families. I would just like to also share very quickly, during our meeting on Monday at the Centurion campus, we spoke about the art of water and the science of boiling water. When you have boiling water and you put an egg inside of it, it will turn hard. If you take the very same boiling water and you put ice in it, it will melt. It depends on you, dear graduates, what you want your life to turn out to be. In the same essence of the art and the science of boiling water, you can decide what your future can translate to starting from today. I now request Dr. Johan Geddeling to present the names of the graduates who appear in the program.
Thank you, Mr. Charlie. I'm not going to repeat what Professor Singh said, but this is a joyous occasion. And it's one of the days, these few days in your life, which you will always remember. I believe you me, these are one of them. Be it your first graduation, whatever, these must be one of the most exciting days that you'll always remember. And also, like Professor Singh said, I see too many funeral faces here as well. You're supposed to enjoy this. Stadio is going out of its way to make this day as exciting as possible for you as well. So please, as Professor Singh said, smile, and I will inform you and I will tell you the whole time. Because for those of you that's going to go further with your academic journey, believe you me, this is an exciting occasion every time. Ms. Chief Academic Officer, I request you to confer the highest certificate in business marketing on the following students:
The certificate is an NQF level 5 qualification with 125 credits. Apparently there's no one here. I think they decided this day is not as important. No, I'm just joking. The persons whose names were not read but appear on the program receive their qualification in absentia. Right, let's give them a hand, although they're not here, please. And this is what I want to hear every time. Right, Ms. Chief Academic Officer, I request you to confer the high certificate in preschool education on the following students. The certificate is an NQF level 5 qualification with 126 credits and a minimum of 8 modules. Lebogang Lepele passed with 4 distinctions. Yeah, that's it. Let's give her a hand. And remember, I smile. If you smile, the photo is good. And you're not smiling, it's going to look like a bad photo. Please. Kolofelo Mabote. Smile. Okay, and look at the camera the whole time. Nompumelelo Nzolo. Right, listen. Samantha Pather passed cum laude with 5 distinctions. Give her a hand. Party Pochtona. No. Come on, please. Let's smile, eh? And give them a hand, all of them. If I'm excited, you can also be excited. Jacqueline Tiffany Waterson. The persons whose names were not read but appear on the program receive their qualifications in absentia. I thank you. Let's give them a hand. Ms. CEO, I request you to confer the highest certificate in management on the following students. The certificate is an NQF level 5 qualification with 120 credits and 6 modules. We are too quiet, eh? I see there's people at the back. Yeah, now you're lifting your head. You can't read your phones now. Right. Bocello Chauke. And please, as I said again, you don't look at me, ne? You look at the camera there when you come and stand here. Who's here then? Who's here? Kefiwe Bidela passed with 4 distinctions. Right, give her a hand. Daniel Gami passed with 3 distinctions. Give them a hand. Persons whose names were not read but appear in the program received their qualifications in absentia. I thank you. Let's give them a hand. Ms. CEO, Chief Academic Officer, I request you to confer the highest certificate in paralegal studies on the following students. The certificate is an NQF level 5 qualification with 120 credits and 6 modules. You serious, yeah? That's it. Gerardus Breed. You must practice smiling here so long, eh? Jabulani Chau. But listen. Deswin Engelbrecht passed with 2 distinctions. Oh, I don't see the if that's it. Golile Fikela. The persons whose names were not read but appeared in the program received their qualification in absentia. I thank you.
Good morning. We continue with the celebrations and the clap of hands. Say all, I request you to confer the diploma in management on the following students. The diploma is an NQF level 6 qualification with a minimum of 360 credits and 40 modules. Chinaz Adams. Dominic Adams. Phineas Baloyi, passed cum laude with 9 distinctions. Malungisa Batman. Usisiwe Bekisi. That is his wife. And here we have our couple, Zandisile Bekisi. Maria Boysen. Mandisa Musa. Polisi Cele. Yonela Bayi. Cynthia Chauke. Gina Chika. Bongiswa Cwelana. Kim Kami. Moses Davana. Annalyn David. Great. Yandiswa Dingiswayo. Jabulani Dlamini. Sebo Dube. Shana Frost. Nosipiwo Ganga. Emerald Haroet. Tokozo Gongo. Sithembile Hadebe. Lalita Hanamon. Liana Huma. The persons whose names were not read but appear in the program received their qualification in absentia. I thank you. CAO, I request you to confer the Advanced Diploma in Management on the following students. The Advanced Diploma is an NQF Level 7 qualification with 120 credits and 6 modules. Patricia Bart. Nozulu Baloyi. Sibusiso Baloyi. Aiden Billings, passed cum laude with 4 distinctions. Audrey Bosman. Kutlwano Chidi. Robina Chiloane. Nozipho Chamani. Thanks. Langelihle Dlami. Mamelo Dumane. Nowezo Dumbela passed with 3 distinctions. Clint Ferreira. Oliswa Funda. Nobile Gama. Nokuthula Gidi. Sophia Kumete. Siyabulela Gunguluza. Sibongile Hlungwane. Vanessa Isaac. Kagiso Kasienyane. Umphile Keilaka Lame. Umphile Kikilame. Chewe Hanaha. Buelo Kalushi. Felicia Koza. Nombulelo Kumalo. Samkelo Kuzwayo. Ziyanda Koshi. Bukelwa Kawe. Lee Kruger. They just whispered with distinctions. Lucy Kundai passed with 3 distinctions. Denise Lang passed with 3 distinctions. Tabo Likheto. Nontobeko Ngumbe. The persons whose names were not read but appear in the program receive their qualification in absentia. I thank you. CAO, I request you to confer the postgraduate certificate in education in senior phase and further education and training teaching on the following students. The postgraduate certificate is an NQF level 7 qualification with a minimum of 128 credits and 8 modules. Mkhatlana Lubabalo. Sibusiso Watson Moyo. Katoya Banda. Huizimang Maholo Khela. Abigail van Heerden. The persons whose names were not read but appear in the program received their qualifications in absentia. I thank you. Let's give them another round of applause. Again. CAO, I request you to confer the Bachelor of Business Administration on the following students. The degree is an NQF level 7 qualification with 370 credits and 19 modules. Lenise Barkhuizen. Adri Kotsi. Khumutso Ditlaleng. Goodness Dlamini. Berenice Dube. Naledi Janji. Rhino Dyson. Henry Free. Tobeka Bebe. Colette Govender, passed cum laude with 11 distinction. Tebuho Gumbi. Althea Harmon. Say O also. Zunisani Chungwane. Dinell Jagasa. Dora Kumalo. Ke gomoditswe sepotlane. Abongile Kenke. The persons whose names were not read but appear in the program received their qualification in absentia. I thank you.
When I sat there, I thought, why are the people in the front here so quiet? They think they must submit another assignment. Please just relax, eh? You don't have to. Today you can relax. Miss Chief Academic Officer, I request you to confer the Bachelor of Education and Foundation Phase teaching on the following students. The degree is an NQF Level 7 qualification with 516 credits and 14 modules. Now I'm back. Now you got to smile again. Eh? Tandeka Charity Basi. Kupzile Mbele. The persons whose names were not read but appear on the program received their qualification in absentia. I thank you. Let's give them a hand. Ms. Chief Academic Officer, I request you to confer the Bachelor of Policing Practice on the following students. The degree is an NQF Level 7 qualification with 365 credits and 16 modules. Let's give them a hand. Rihanna Ali, listen, passed with 7 distinctions. Well done. And smile, eh? Your children one day is going to look at these photos and they're going to think their dad was on a funeral. Just look at the camera. Limba Batala. Ah, this is a good smile, eh? Look at this smile. Andiswa Bokwana. Emily Boy. Let's give her a hand. Francois Bauer. Dion Diamonds. The row here, I want to see what I want, eh? You must smile. Practice there while you're standing there. Yeah, that's what I want to see. Lavdalia Dlambulu. Too serious, too serious. Kuyanik Kilau Dlamini. Give her a hand. Give her extra hand because of that name. I made it. Nandipa Globo. Right, listen. Now you must listen carefully. Goodness Duma passed cum laude with 7 distinctions. Well done. You see, that is why when she started smiling, I thought it's something like this. Nee? Nobono Dumedusa. Don't be nervous, sir. I can see you nervous. Tembin Kosi Futumeli. Zimkita Funani Mtseleni. Here's another one smiling. Let's listen to this one. Elizabeth Hopane. All right, listen. Nomfundo Gumede passed with 7 distinctions. Well done. And she made it well, eh? And here's another one. You must not look at them, eh? Smile for the family there. Zamanyanda Gumede passed with 7 distinctions. Well done. Now they're still here. There's a lot in the front still at the funeral. Please come, let's work together, yeah? Linda Guadiso. That man is also smiling. Look at him. Eh? It must be something exciting coming up here. Lonjebo Kapuz. Elrich Holgrein. Lolonsidiso Shakula. Gongumusa Shlongwane. Makosini Shlongwane. Tenjiwe Yankees. That one tried me, eh? Barbara Jewel. The persons whose names were not read but appeared in the program received their qualification in absentia. I thank you.
Academic Officer, I request you to confer the Bachelor of Education in Intermediate Phase Teaching on the following students. The degree is an NQF Level 7 qualification with 522 credits and 40 modules. Tashmika Tiniel Ramtien. Smile. Sinenhlanhla Dlamini. Matsupa Kurata. Kiabetswe Lebopo. The black mat and smile. All right, When you're done, then can I read your name? Listen now. Shh. Tanaka Mahoje. Takani Mashila. All right, thank you. Thank you. Session Naidu. Useletso Nkwe. Potatso Ntite. Thank you. Aneska, ready. Daniel Swart. The persons whose names were not read but appear in the program receive their qualification in absentia. I thank you. Let's clap for them.
As Chief Academic Officer, I request you to confer the Bachelor of Commerce in Law on the following students. The degree is an NQF Level 7 qualification with 400 credits and 21 modules. Let's start giving them a hand so long. Michaela Afrique. Uiswa Oi. Pariso Dali. She was very nervous. Let's give her a big hand. Mpo Ikokwe. Byron Dramat. Auburn Elbrecht. Let's give them a hand. Vikasha Gounder. The persons whose names were not read but appear in the program receive their qualification in absentia. I thank you.
Madam Chief Academic Officer, I request you to confer the Bachelor of Business Administration honors on the following students. The degree is an NQF level 8 qualification with 132 credits and 9 modules. Isaac Vila. Ryan Brownlee passed with 6 distinctions. Malusi Butane. AKA Mohaja. Tabiseng Dibakwana passed with 5 distinctions. Ramasila Jihashu. Edna Finn. Duduzile Hlachwayo. Anthony Yonker passed with 4 distinctions. The persons whose names were not read but appear in the program receive their qualification in absentia. I thank you. Let's clap for them. I can already see the excitement here. I like it. Madam Chief Academic Officer, I request you to confer the Bachelor of Policing Practice Honors on the following students. The degree is an NQF level 8 qualification with 120 credits and 7 modules. Kuhle Xolo. Nozipho Gumbi. Nompumelelo Machuphe. Sebenzile Madonsela. Salawe. Nokuthula Makwakwa. That's how you do it, ne? Nomvuyo Mase. Paulina Mashilela. Hunadi Mate. Thank you. Thank you. The persons whose names were not read but appear in the program receive their qualification in absentia. I thank you and you may ululate for them. Ms. Chief Academic Officer, I request you to confer the Bachelor of Education Honors in Inclusive Education of the following students. The degree is an NQF level 8 qualification with 126 credits and 6. modules. Hoshia Mashienyane. Ms. Chief Academic Officer, I request you to confer the diploma in management on the following student. The diploma is an NQF level 6 qualification with a minimum of 360 credits and 14 modules. Nice picture, smile. Mama Tibela boy. Madam Chief Academic Officer, I request you to confer the Bachelor of Education in Foundation Phase Teaching on the following student. The degree is an NQF level 7 qualification with 516 credits and 40 modules. I have a beautiful name. Spasile Mkize. I thank you. I hand over back to Meta. Thank you, Dr. Leah. Madam CEO, thank you for conferring the qualifications that we had today. Just so that we give one last minute to the people that are still making back inside the hall, I would like to request all the graduates of today to please stand up. If you are wearing a cap, please take it off. If you don't have your cap, please take your scroll. Look towards the direction of the family, friends, and relatives that supported you throughout this journey and wave at them, just to thank them for all the support. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. You may be seated. You may be seated. And you, the families, relatives, and friends, I'd like you to either relate. If you can't, do a flate. If you can't flate, clap hands. If you can't, just do your African or any other cultural, the sayings that you were saying here. So if you can. Thank you very much. Now we've had a joyous graduation. Ms. Chief
Academic Officer, it is with great pleasure that I present to you the following top achievers. Just so that we know, the graduates who achieved a minimum overall grade average of 75% for their program on their first attempt are eligible for consideration for these awards. The top achievers are hereby acknowledged for their outstanding academic excellence in the following programs. Now, this one we need to clap, give it the loudest clap and shout if we can. In higher certificate in management, with an average of 87.83%, the top overall achievement goes to Livelaine Delange. She missed a moment. The second one in the Bachelor of Business Administration, the top achievement award with an average of 76.06% goes to Colette Govender. Wow. Well done and congratulations to our top achievers. It is a true inspiration. Mr. Duncan Oliver, I'd like to call you to give us a congratulatory address. Over to you.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. What an absolutely joyous occasion, and what a beautiful sight. I feel privileged to stand here, look out onto a sea of happy faces. There's nothing more uplifting and energizing than a graduation ceremony. Let me start off by saying congratulations. On behalf of Stadio, not only have you dreamed of success, but you've made it happen. For many of you, it has been several years of hard work to earn your place in this graduation ceremony. However long it's been, I'm sure you can all remember the day you enrolled at Stadio, either at our campus or from where you lived at the time. Can you remember the anxiety of not knowing to play again? The excitement when you admitted to the program of your choice, receiving your first study guide and looking through the list of tasks and all the due dates. Then, the day of your first exam, the nerves, and for some, the relief when you recognize the questions in the paper. And lastly, most nerve-wracking, the long wait for exam results. The student journey is one of hard work, sacrifice, perseverance, and commitment. Many of you were employed and will have had to balance the demands of a full-time job with your family life and with your studies in between. All of you, there must have been weekends when you had to tell your friends or your family that you have to say hello. You need to complete an assignment, or you need to study. And maybe there were days when you were ready to quit. Yet, all of you sitting here today found that extra strength and that much needed time to tackle your studies and to successfully achieve qualification. Many students dropped out because they couldn't cope with the pressures. but you sitting here today persevere. And for that, we salute you. But you did not get here today on your own. You were supported by your parents, family, and hopefully some inspiring lecturers. Some of your loved ones worked long hours to fund your studies. Others drove you to campus, printed your assignments for you. Sometimes simply took a "how are you doing?" from a friend or colleague to inspire you to keep going. I want to encourage you to take a moment today to reflect on those people that have contributed on your journey. If they're not here today, take the time to call them when this is done. Tell them how much their support meant to you, means to you. Remember, gratitude improves our quality of life many times. Speaking of gratitude, if you received a degree today, you need to appreciate the fact that you are one of many few privileged South Africans who have a tertiary degree. Less than 90% of South Africans have achieved what you have achieved today. Use your achievements to inspire someone else in your family or your community. The late President Nelson Mandela said that when you let your light shine, you unconsciously give others permission to do the same. So at Stadio, we are unashamedly committed to social development. You are the hands and feet of Stadio in the community. We have confidence that as one of our graduates, you are equipped and competent to use our education to change lives. So in closing, thank you for choosing Stadio as your education partner. We certainly hope that we have inspired you to continue with your studies and to continue chasing your dreams. We congratulate you on your success and we wish you well on your journey. And the last thing I'll say before you guys can go and celebrate. Mahatma Gandhi said, "Be the change you want to see in the world. Go out and make Stadio and your families proud." Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, may we ask you to please rise for the singing of the national anthem, and then to please remain standing to allow me to dissolve the congregation and for the academic procession to leave. Please rise for the singing of the national anthem.